I'm very happy to welcome you all in today's webinar organized by Machine Maker, supported by Automation Industry Association, as well as Solar Energy Society of India on this World MSME Day, 27th of June, where we are talking about the role of MSMEs in the India's growing role position in the global manufacturing sector. We have Dr. Shankar Das. He is the scientist with the Ministry of Electronics and IT. And I believe it is very important that we meet Dr. Das, who is spearheading, I believe, the innovations among the startups. And I believe we need a lot of government support. And we will be listening to Dr. Das and how he can support MSMEs in India. We have Sri P.S. Satish as well as Dinagar Murthy Krishna. Both people are veterans working with multinational companies in India and Germany, and then now bringing a lot of learning. Whatever experience they have amassed during their career, now they are ready to give it to industry. So it's a lot of learning coming in a quick, and they're always helping to us. And we have two representatives from the MSMEs, Mitali and Kanchan, both heading. One is having a company which is manufacturing hydraulic equipments, and another is into precision manufacturing. To start our initiative, I will request Dr. Jha to please start his presentation. Welcome, Dr. Jha.
Yeah. Thank you, Hari, and good evening to all. And it's a nice occasion to have a quick chat on this development that MSME is making these days. And I'll share our journey and our experience, what we are doing in the domain of smart manufacturing and how the Samarth Udyog has been started. So I'll just quickly share my slides. With the support of industry and Ministry of Heavy Industry, we have started this initiative, which we call a Foundation for Smart Manufacturing. In year 2018, and this almost 6 years we are working in this domain. And this is one of the vision. Actually, I just give you a genesis of this idea is 2015, when our Prime Minister visited Germany, and he saw the development in one of the Hanover Messe. It's an exhibition of automation, and then he realized that there's a lot of development happen in industry, smart manufacturing, and especially in the domain of smart manufacturing, and there is not much being done in India as such. And in that year, I think this idea comes to set up some of the centers in India as well. And we are one of the center, and they call it a Common Engineering Facility Center. So Common Engineering Facility Center is basically available for all to come together and work. And this is one of a good experiment that has been done with the academia and the industry and supported by the ministry. So this Samarth basically stands for the Smart Advanced Manufacturing and Rapid Transformation Hub. So we are one of the hub at IIT Delhi, and we welcome all of you to please visit us and work with us. I'll just take an example of this because Samrat is one of the representative of MSME. So I just took up this example of Samrat, which is owning an auto component manufacturing industry, kind of a legacy business. So this is almost having a similarity with most of the MSMEs, how they have started and then how they have grown. And with a certain turnover, he is always dealing with day in, day out with the challenges of the manufacturing. So if you look at the smiling face of Samrat is not the back face of the Samrat. So if you look at the back, there are a lot of challenges with the MSMEs, and these are some of the challenges that I have been captured while interacting with the people in the industry. So he's running business from last 15-16 years and trying to do good, but living with a lot of realities actually. So these are some of the realities of the manufacturing owners and the business, the quality, the challenges, the deliveries and the cost, and there are a lot of associated challenges with him. Now what we want actually this Samrat to take the path is basically because as he heard about the smart manufacturing, he also get passionate to build a smart enterprise and do the smart manufacturing. but we would like to transform him beyond the smart. So smartness is limited to certain capabilities only, but we would like him to do the Samarth Udyog or becoming Samarth. So Samarth Udyog is basically a mission of our Indian manufacturing, and the government is supporting that vis-a-vis the response to the Industry 4 and other similar acronym from across the world actually. So we are calling our industry to getting more smart and capable actually. So I'll just give you a quick explanation of the difference between what we are looking forward actually. So getting smart is certainly having certain capabilities which are inherent actually. So if you look at the quick thinking, understanding, having a good ability to solve the problems actually. And these are some of the capacity or the abilities at the inherent level or the thinking level actually. So if you look at the transformation that we are expecting from smart to samarth is basically bringing more into the practical application. So ideas are there, knowledge is there, and then the technologies are there, but how to put them into practice is basically making you more smart. So having gaining the practical skills for the implementation, building a competence in the industry, and ability to perform them. Whatever is the ideas that you have put into the operations and the implementation. So it's more about practice, doing, and performing actually. That's how we call it in a Samarth and the capability building. I'll just give an example what kind of questions MSME used to have actually, how this will solve my challenges. There are a lot of challenges I have listed earlier in one of the slide. But certainly what we want as a center like us, we are trying to build a good understanding of the technologies, because being an academics and the technology institute, intent is to understand all the nuts and bolts of these technologies, which are certainly some point of time very difficult for the industry to immediately get into those details. And most of the learning we used to get from the product selling that is happening from the world actually. So that they are not going to give us a ins and outs of the implementation of these technologies. So try to bring out this understanding of these technologies and then helping industry to implement them. And that's where the center like us stands. And once we know these technologies, we try to build, so these technologies should be enabler to build your foundation for initially start with the upgradation of the machines. So that will make our machines capable to produce the real-time information and try to implement the inline inspection systems to take care of the quality part. And subsequently, we would like to move towards getting the real-time information. So real-time information available in the form of a dashboards to the right stakeholders. So we look forward for the implementation of the technologies like IIoT. And once you have enough data, then you can certainly build a foundation for learning and implementation. So the AI can then come into the picture and use these learning technologies to diagnose the problems and then do kind of predictive actions before they actually happens. And subsequently, all this will build a good foundation for your business actually, so that you can expand your business and then you can own multiple facilities and then you can do the business more customer centric. So immediately looking forward to have a connected smart enterprise. So this technology should be enabler for these step by step moving upstairs basically, or upgrade your business. Then the immediate challenge, how to start actually, because this something you heard may not be immediately implemented. So there should be a proper path to move in this direction. The answers are very clear actually. So nobody has started all of them all together. Even many examples, many use cases, what people have published is all to go step by step. So this is basically a quick 6-stage diagram which shows that how you will start implementing smart manufacturing or getting and a Samarth Udyog implementation. So start with the basic digitalization approach. Try to put the basic source of the data, the sensors, then the basic computerization of the embedded controllers, build the connectivity, and then certainly on top of that, you will build a stack of the advantages of the industry 4.0, bringing out the visibility, the transparency, building the predictive capacity, and later we look forward for autonomous decision making in terms of the adaptability. So that's how the step-by-step approach, and that is where we are looking forward. So smart manufacturing implementation is all about step by step. And we always look forward to do that. And most important aspect is that we should understand why we are implementing technology. And that's how the step one is start with the understanding the business objective. Because it's not that we know IoT, let's start implementing IoT. We should know that what operational issue is going to solve for me actually. So for each piece of the technology we are talking about in smart manufacturing, we should clearly understand the business objective. Then only you can justify your investment into that. And certainly once you have a very clear definition how it is doing today and what is your expectation and after the implementations, with that intent we can do a small POC, that's a proof of concept implementation, creating a prototype, and then we will be measure and validate the finding of this implementation. So we always start with the POC and then we'll make it running. The good part is that because data is an inherent part of this actually, so the improvement will come to know immediately. You will get to know them immediately actually, because that's get reflected into the numbers. And then subsequently, once you validate the finding, once you justify your investments, it's basically replicating the same use cases in more machines or the more lines. And certainly you can roll out it widely into the other plants as well. So that's how the small to big steps that you can take. And where we fit into this, so that we are rendering all these services to the MSME in this foundation. What we are working, we are spreading a lot of awareness, because if we are not familiar with all the technologies I have listed, so we are conducting many awareness program on smart manufacturing. Last 4-5 years, we have done a lot of training programs in this direction. And our intent is to basically train people to do the implementation. Just knowing is not good enough actually. If we want to bring the changes, we need to skill people to do the implementation also. So for that, we have a dedicated training programs in each of these technologies. Wherever it is, either it's a person from a diploma background or from an engineering background, whatever discipline it is, basically, because this smart manufacturing is more interdisciplinary. So we all have to work together to do the implementation. Then we also visit the industry also, get the first hand picture of the shop floor and understanding the readiness part. And we do a quick survey, and then we will guide you actually what kind of the first pilot can be taken up. And then we help and do the handholding for the proof of concept. So first pilot can be done along with us. We'll be guiding you completely in doing the first pilot so that you can see the results immediately and as early as possible. And certainly then building up a good roadmap for the scaling and the improvement. So that's where this kind of foundation of the center like us sitting and maybe known to you, some of you, but may not be known to all of you. Idea is to spread this awareness in the industry, and the good part is that the capital investment has been done by the ministry. So certainly the kind of cost comes to you is very, very less actually. And we look forward that in the year when you implement these technologies, so Samrat has moved to become a more Samarth and capable with a lot of reduction in the rejections. You can see that certainly there's an increase in turnover because you will be investing in the resources and upgrading the facility, monitoring the production quality and everything. So there's going into be rise in the production and the turnover. But then important part is to reduce the rejections, and you can scale up in the other product areas also. So you can pick up more businesses by building and improving the facility as well. That's all quickly from my side, and we look forward to get associated with all of you wherever we can support and pitch into this. So let's build together a good, bigger India, and then especially in the manufacturing. And this is my email address. Anytime you can reach out to me, write to me, and certainly we can interact. Thank you, Hari, for this opportunity, and we look forward if there's any quick question from your side.
Yeah. Professor, I know that I am not doing justice to you by just giving 15 minutes and try to tell that how Samrat can become Samarth.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, this is a very, very interesting topic, because the first time I heard him talking, I think in Coimbatore or in Hosur, yes. And that day I become kind of a fan. Whenever a possibility, I try to request Dr. Jha to come and just tell about how Samrat can become Samarth. As I told you, it is very important if we need to grow, the MSMEs needs to grow. And so one question, Dr. Jha, yes. See, talking certain technology, talking theories are very good. And we, from our childhood, we are practiced to learn a lot of things which we never use in our life, unfortunately, from our childhood. Okay, that is only for marks. And that became kind of a life for us, So whatever we learn theory is not useful for us. It is for something else. Okay, take a certificate and keep. But no, whatever you are talking, how an MSME, until he is going to implement it in his factory, he will not be able to find the result. And I think even for FSM, that is a challenge for you to ensure an MSME is following this. How we can overcome this?
So first thing is that seeing is believing actually. So many times we heard about the technology, but if you have not seen it in operation and get implemented, we rarely get an idea how it is going to help you actually. So in FSM, we have done most of the implementations. We are not talking about just the technology jargons only. What we have done, we have implemented it into the actual factory kind of a setup. And we have converted a very old machines, connect them, monitor the quality part, and implemented all the relevant technologies so that once you see it actually, you will see the results. And then that's excite you to go for the implementation and can experiment at least to a certain level. So it's not more about theory.
Each and everyone.
Yeah.
So it means you are inviting each and everyone to visit FSM in IIT Delhi, right?
Yes, most welcome. Because once you see it actually, then you really find it, it's a helpful, and the barrier that sits between you and us is that's how the technology is going to help you and how difficult or easy it is. That's how we are facilitating that part. And we are making it as simple as possible actually to do the implementation part.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Shall I ask a question, Hari?
Sir, we will come back so that we can just, because he is going to be there in our panel discussion.
That's why I asked you to give, depending on the time.
Thank you. So our, Mr. Patak is here, who is the president of SECI, who was supposed to give us the inaugural address. Over to you, Mr. Patak.
Thank you, Mr. Harishankar, for inviting me to this webinar. The topic which you have chosen is really something which everyone should fascinate or appeal. It's India's growing position in the global manufacturing sector. And on this background, when I have to start or I have to talk to those who have joined, many from the different industries, manufacturing industries, I would like to share you some thoughts of mine in 3-4 minutes. I'm in New Delhi since almost 2011, and it's a Modi 3 government there, and I have seen 3 governments in Delhi from power corridors, and I have seen some changes in all these things, which I would like to share in some 3 to 4 minutes, and then I will finish up with my association with this as a solar energy area. The first part which I have seen in 2011 to 14 and all that was where we have to rush to the ministries, or we have to rush to the different offices for every small and other things. But 2014, there is a change in the government, and at the same time we witness that there is a change in the media, means social media appearance was since at that time, particularly WhatsApp and all these things were very new, I suppose, or something in 2015 or something. But from there to till yesterday, whatever the scene that has witnessed or that we have seen is, there is a sea change. In the COVID times, we were stuck up at one place and we interacted. And even today, I'm in Delhi, you might be in some other place in India or wherever you are. So we came together with the help of this technology, digital technology or social media, and the flow of information or connecting with each other becomes very easy. And at the same time, on the government part, I have seen one bigger change, that means application of these digital things are very high, means the digital currency and all these things are there. But even in many sectors or in many ministries, if you have to interact, you can interact with the help of email. There are databases, there are open access, there are forms where you can just upload your data and all that, and you can get permissions and all that. So why I am explaining all these things is, in our sector, in solar sector, when we were talking to the industry connected to us, they were before 2014, they were shaky about many things. It's when we were asking them to, you can start these things or that. So they have a lot of questions that we have this problem, that problem, and that these things. You also might have seen this. But this is what that has changed in last 10 years. And the speed in Indian sector or every sector in India because of these digital applications is unbelievable. So same when I was going through the MSME data, I found a budget for MSME some 4 years, 5 years was where it was 7,500 crore, and now it is 22,000 crore. So this again can explain that what importance the government has given to the MSME sector when we have such a big number of allocation in a small time. So definitely the importance here is there. And when there's an importance, there are many things that has come up with the help of digital. Even the Samarth project, which professor was explaining, is also another good example that. And all these things, they are important for the growth of the sector. And definitely whatever we are doing, there was a time when we were dependent on neighboring countries for the manufacturing and all that, or whatever product we are getting. And today we have a attitudinal change that whatever we are producing, we are trying to take it to the world, and we want to grow our business. And MSME is one sector which has an important role to play, and they are playing. Now coming to the solar aspect, whatever the industry we are doing, there is one word, that economics, whether the things are economical or not. And in this economics, there are many things. Means if you are a manufacturing industry, so your plant, your machinery, your operational expenses, then your expenses towards taking it to the market and all that. So here, one thing which we would like to share with you is in last decade, there is a sea change in the solar sector. There are many things which we were not believing, or we were not dreaming that this will happen in next 5 to 10 years. That has happened. And the most important thing is now you can have a stable and reliable and high capacity power supply at your location, at your premises. We say it as a distributed generation with the help of solar. So that is possible. So if you have your manufacturing unit somewhere not near to urban area or in some area which is far away, so if you think that how can I solve, or how can I have my solution to have a powered supply? So in that case, the solar has many options, and not only options, they are stable, they are high capacity. So the basic purpose of getting in this seminar or this webinar with the from Solar Energy Society of India is to appeal you that solar has many options which are available to you, to your industry, which are having a stable supply as well as high quantity supply. So we need to interact, and SECI is available to you people for that. The basic advantage is this being a distributed generation, you will not have a transmission or distribution losses, and so the power which is delivered with you is definitely much cheaper than if you are under industrial category of conventional energy. Then you have to pay at a higher rate. So then that is the option available, and if you opt for such option, definitely that will play an important role in economics. And that is what we are interested. We have a battery of people who can support you if you have not come across, or if you want to do that. And we request, or we appeal everyone that in your growth of MSME or in manufacturing sector, solar sector has a role to play. And as you know, next decade, green energy, solar energy are the important factor. And not only that, they are the areas now wherein you can rely on. So that is the one thought which I have to say. So thanking you everyone for listening to me, and that is one point which I have to brought in front of you. And definitely there will be in near days to come, we can join together on one-to-one or in a group, and we can have more discussions on that, so that the advantage of solar energy or solar sector will be there to the manufacturing industry. Thank you. Thank you, Hari.
Patak sir, thank you very much for your speech. I must say, there is a lot solar can help the manufacturing industry, especially the power. The regular power may get more costly in the coming days, but if we are having our own source of power, which is very abundant in India, but only one thing is, I think there are a lot of PM Yojana is there to bring more solar. I don't know how MSMEs can get help out of it, but as you told, that we can connect with Solar Energy Society of India, and I know Patak Saab is always open to support the people, and I urge right now every MSME who would like to, or any manufacturer who would like to bring natural or resources like sunlight or solar energy, please get in touch with SECI, and we can see that how we can help you out in bringing the solar energy to your factory. Thank you very much, and we are going to continue with our panel discussion. It is a very interesting panel. As I told you, all these people are experts in different fields. So we have four is the topics what we have decided. We will make it very quick so that we can finish it within our time. Government initiatives, finance for MSMEs, innovations by MSMEs, learning and development. These are the four topics which we are going to discuss. And actually in his inaugural address, Patak Sahab have spoke about the government initiatives. Definitely after you see 2014, when Prime Minister Modi came first time, he started this Big in India campaign, which also got promoted in the Hanover Messe 2025, where India was the partner country. So we are also celebrating the 10 years of Make in India in a very big way. So we have seen this government is very proactive, but many times I listen to my colleagues or my customers or my viewers in the manufacturing sector telling that they don't get any kind of support from the government. For example, I know with the step earlier, that is Science and Technology Entrepreneurs Park. Now, that earlier there was only 5 steps. Today there is Atal Innovation Center. A lot of Atal Innovation Centers are there where, up to 20 lakh rupees a manufacturing unit can get as a grant, not as a loan, to develop a new product. Same way, government is also investing a lot of money in companies through this step and all those things. And as I told you, when I was there in Delhi recently, I have seen that Ministry of Electronics and IT, bringing out a lot of, startup centers, lot of investment, very passionate to create innovations. So the first topic, I would like to request Dr. Shargadeep Das, the scientist with the Ministry of Electronics and IT, to share what are the kind of government initiatives which can help MSMEs.
Good evening to everyone here. Thank you, Harishji, for this opportunity. Let's look at the problem statement first, then we can look at what solutions are needed and where government is coming in, particularly from the point of view of Ministry of Electronics and IT. You will see that electronics manufacturing is not a MSME business in general. In general, it is a very large companies which makes a very economy of scale production, so that your cost of parts comes down to maybe 70-80 paise per piece. Now, so this is not more or less not affordable to MSMEs. So the R&D part of this ministry started working on how to make it affordable, technologies that will be affordable to SMEs, particularly that means, as per the definition of Government of India, less than 10 crore capex to start with. So technologies that we want to bring out into the commercially viable technologies, as Mr. Pathak explained, and that commercially viable technologies are needed by MSMEs so that it is affordable. And when you do a commercially viable, we want to ensure that there is a 20 to 30% rate of return, so that is viable for a MSME. Now, in order to do so, I will give you one example before I go to my particular topic of additive manufacturing. If you look at the business sense of a battery cell manufacturing, you will find that the largest investment that has happened in India is about 9,500 crores for a 16 gigawatt hour. If you look at something like you want to do a 1 gigawatt hour, you will have to at least shell out 900 crores. So you will find that these are not affordable to MSMEs. So we started looking at how to make it affordable to MSMEs, and we have created a center in Pune where we are have been able to divide the entire industry into 3 value chain products: material, electrode, and cell assembly, and they will be able to invest in a capex of around 4 crores, and the entire investment will be around 10 crores or less, depending on where they are situated. But we were not happy with that, so we introduced 3D printing, additive manufacturing. Now the capex will come down less than 50-60 lakhs, so that your throughput will be as per as global standards. If you look at the global production rates, you'll find that the production rates vary from 10 meter per minute to 20 meter per minute, depending upon what scale you are making. We can go up to 80 to 100 meter per minute and give you that sort of volume at 40 to 60 lakhs investment. So this is the kind of work Ministry of Electronics and IT is doing. Now coming back to smart technology and Industry 4.0, what we are doing is we are working on additive manufacturing. And we have Ministry of Electronics and IT has released a national strategy for additive manufacturing in February 2022. It's online in our website. You can access that freely. That strategy calls for development of technology, development of manpower, and with those resources, we have to create about $1 billion market spanning India. And the target is about 100 startups, 50 technologies, 500 products, and 1 lakh manpower. Obviously, awareness is a part of it. Now, how we are trying to do that is, if you look at additive manufacturing, there is a principle called the business model called printer stack model. If you have a number of smaller units, you have to understand that additive manufacturing does not go through a cycle of mold making. So what it does is it takes away the tooling time and cost. So economy of scale does not exist for additive manufacturing. So if the machine is cheaper than your economy of scale, it will always be cheaper even if you produce with one machine. So you can start with a single machine and build on it hundreds of machines. In fact, some of the companies globally have investment about 400 to 600 machines to go into the mass production level, million pieces per year or 3,000 pieces at least per day. So that is feasible now. Plus, there are advantages. You do not need a labor to do this. You can just come in and Friday evening, set up the production process and lock the entire industry and go back home. Come on Monday morning, it will be there for you to collect. All the production will be there. This is entirely Industry 4.0. This kind of technologies can be adapted for Indian manufacturing. There are about 42 industry sectors as per Ministry of Commerce and Industry, out of which additive manufacturing can be adapted to 35 of them. So one of the things that MSMEs can do is start small and grow big, which startups with absolutely no funding can start with one machine. And the lowest cost, cheapest cost of additive manufacturing machine is 8,000 to 12,000 rupees per machine. Now it varies, it depends upon what kind of machine you want. It can go up to crores, tens of crores, 50 crores, 60 crores, depending upon what are you making. If you are making a rocket engine, you will if you are making a rocket engine, you will need 20-30 crore machine to make it. But if you are making a mud cooler, you will only require 80 to 90,000 rupees for a single machine. If you are making plastic parts, you can go to 20,000 rupees. They will print you 24/7. So Now what happens is the game changes. You have a viable product which is already in the market. You have a market and you kill two or three things. One, you do not have tooling cost. You do not need to have a molding time, mold preparation time or tooling time. You just design it in a CAD and print it and ship it. That is the fundamental of additive manufacturing. Now, whether you want to do a centralized manufacturing or a distributed manufacturing, it's up to you. Both models are present in India. There are companies in India who are providing designs centrally and giving 2 or 3 machines to the franchisees at 60,000 rupees and with 3 months worth of material. They can print and ship it to Amazon for sale. This is already in works in India. So MSME can start there. The kind of variation of products that you can expect from additive manufacturing is, I told you, space and defense. Then in India, you can look at medical device. One of our centers has reduced the cost of a pacemaker from 7 lakh per piece to 1.65. 1,65,000 rupees per piece. And it was possible only because there was additive manufacturing and the entire value chain that the Ministry of Electronics and IT funded. The material was developed, the machine was developed, and then the 3D printed parts using the indigenous designs. So entire value chain is possible in India now for medical device sectors. We have also introduced, wanting to introduce new sectors which nobody is doing, like optical computing chips. You will be surprised that optical computing chips are viable in a 3D printing machine, which we are developing, and material, machine design, and also the 3D printed products will be available. But this is a very advanced machine, global state-of-the-art machine, which we have developed and partially, and it's working at this moment up to 300 nanometer printing. You might be learning that 3D printed parts can make large things, but micro 3D printing is also a very viable option. And the lowest that can go is up to 80-90 nanometers in stereo photolithography. But stereo photolithography does not have the volume. So in order to have volume, you need to have another technology called DLP, which we are reducing the printing resolution. Our target is 120 nanometers, and which we think we'll be able to achieve in December, by December this year. So have you shown you the possibility of the technologies? Have you shown us the business possibility and advantage? You will have many technological advantage. Also business advantages like market resilience. If your product is large and your market cost is profitability has gone down, you can reduce the size of the part just changing the CAD. You do not change any machine parts, tooling parts for it. The same machine will print the same thing, the smaller one as well. So that means if you are making a plastic plate today, you can make a bowl tomorrow. On the third day, you can make a case for the mobile. Your product range increases with the same factory. Okay, so we are using this particular thing in the food processing technology. Now what happens is 15 crore is the line cost. Our technology will be at 9 lakh. Okay, so MSMEs are enabled by the R&D work we are doing. Also, we are starting 100 startups, which we are giving. We have 7 centers in India on additive manufacturing, where R&D support will be there at extremely low cost, because this is funded by Government of India. Then there is a possibility of startups or MSMEs joining into the co-development, or in form of taking the technology that we are making, so that they can grow the business. We will handhold the business and the technology development if they want. So there is a large additive manufacturing, and MSMEs are something that go hand in hand. We also have proven that we can transfer industry 1.0 to industry 5.0. Right now, we are implementing the 5.0 with Amtran, Assam government in northeast of India for women entrepreneurship. So with that, I would like to end my view here. Hariji, it's over to you.
It was really amazing to listen, but definitely I'm so sorry because we have limited time. Then we need to just talk. See, this is one department. In that department is only one division. Additive manufacturing is what Dr. Das was talking about. You see a lot of opportunities. Kanchan, you are manufacturing into precision machining. You think about collaborating with the ministry and try to develop some core parts.
I was just thinking about that actually. I went to Hanover Messe last year, but I went in the second time where there were machineries exhibition, and there was additive manufacturing there, and I was amazed to see the technologies from a smallest this size piece to a spaceship piece were there in the exhibition itself, and they were being manufactured by those additive 3D printing machines. And like Dr. Das said, they leave it there and it does the work over the weekend, and you come back on Monday and you pick up. It was exactly the same thing they showed us there, but they were multi-million-dollar machines, and I was like, okay. But now he's talking about having the value. The smallest one is 8,000 to 12,000. That's like, I'm getting a shock. Okay, so it's very
it's a plastic
good information.
It can print plastic, the 8,000, 9,000. Now, as there are different materials, you see that composite materials are there. Now, everyone want strong materials with lightweight, so that you can reduce cost and increase productivity. So my question to you, Kanchan, you are a manufacturer, and how much time in your career you came out with government initiatives, and how much you got support from the government initiative for your business as an MSME?
And I would say we haven't taken advantage of any of the schemes because awareness is a key factor. What the things Dr. Das is talking about, I'll be honest, I don't know about it actually. And the things that Mr. Jha was talking about, I didn't know about it. So this really needs to come out in such a way that everybody knows about it. So I had no information or knowledge about either of the facilities. He has Mr. Jha was talking about a facility in Delhi. Dr. Das is talking about a facility in Pune, and I'm like, okay. So I think that getting the awareness out there is the first need of the hour, and then people can latch on and people can actually make use of the facilities and the resources the government is providing. And so I think the first piece is missing, in my opinion, at least, because I definitely did not. I've heard about Samarth, but I didn't know about it in depth. I've heard about Samarth.
You can write one, Kanchanji, you can note down one URL, ncam.in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will find
everything
that ncam.
I have written down
yes, so if you visit that website, yes, that is it, ncam.in. So it will give you the entire program of Ministry of Electronics and IT and the entire ecosystem in India.
Okay,
very nice,
fantastic. I even put down
you can also
Mr.
join
Jha's
in as an
website.
end user. You can also join in as an end user.
Okay, now I'm just trying to take forward because so that I can reach out to other panelists and then we can take the next topic.
Yes, please.
Satish, you are working for last 39 years with the industry. What was your experience with industries, MSMEs, or any kind of industries and taking the government support, or are you seeing a change right now from earlier times?
Thank you, Hari. And today we are in an age where whatever our students are studying are going to be absolute by the time they join the industry. That is the technological changes what is happening. That means how do we make sure that MSMEs are catch up with what is going on? This is one of the biggest challenge we have today. I know the government is doing a lot of things, okay? Maybe in the laboratory stage, maybe in that. But bringing to the industry is a much, much bigger challenge. So because, see, the human nature is anything that comes new, it doesn't automatically get absorbed. One of the study, there is a law of diffusion of innovation says there are only 2.5% in the world who absorbs the new technology. Because, and 30% of the people are early followers. They don't do something unless they see somebody else doing. And then we have late followers. And 20%, great surprise is 15 to 20% are laggards. They keep on talking that world is gold. What we have done is best. What my father did is the best. And there is a hesitant to write them. So this is, unless we break this mindset, and this is a big challenge for the government or us to make small companies absorb that. Because this is the challenge of the mindset. See, it is not about the machine, it's not about the method, how do we break that? So the question we need to ask is, okay, our mobile phone are becoming smart. Are we becoming smart? How do we make people smart to absorb these technologies? How do we break the mindset of the owners? Because from my experience, I know I'm not putting a pessimistic view there, but some of the SMEs are the challenge we have is the mindset. If you go and tell them, first thing they will tell you, sir, SMEs are like this only. So it works in an MNC like you, what you say. It doesn't work for us. We have tried this. All such mindsets are coming. So whenever the new technology, if we have to go very slow, small steps, and prove 100 industries that this is working, and go to another 100 industry that come to this 100 industry and say make this work. So then creating a pocket. No. Hari, you want to?
What I understand about that. What my question was, have you experienced any time in your career that any industries, any MSMEs was getting the support from government initiatives?
Not really. But of course, a lot of lot of in the Corona time and other things, there are a lot of initiatives by some of the associations and other things to educate people. That education level on the online is okay, but I'm talking of the ground realities. Ground realities there.
Awareness, as Kanchan told, is there. Even FSM, even for FSM, they are there for last 9 years, Dr. Jha, right? 9 or 7 years, yeah, it's muted. So it's
no. See, Hari, what I told it is not there, but I also suggested what could be a possibility.
Yeah, I understand. So right now I am trying to say that there are government programs. I think 9 or 7 years already FFM is working. Government is trying to support, but Kanchan don't know. I don't know. I will come ask Mithali. Now you are in this business. Your father is in this business for very, very long time. So when you look at HIDAX, I think it is established for last 3 decades total, 4 decades. How many years now?
4 decades, 45.
4 decades. So in your knowledge, how much time HIDAX got benefited by government schemes or government, something you innovated because of government?
Yeah, we've got in the early years a lot of assistance, especially the MDA programs, which were very good for the exhibitions, for marketing, all of that. These were really good. But I must say, contrary to what I heard earlier, in recent times, the aid actually has diminished. If you look at the figures, in fact, today I was as a preparatory looking at the figures because we do feel things are not looking good. And well, there was reality. There were figures which were showing the MSME contribution to the economy and to export has actually diminished. Okay, until we have figures up to 22, 23. There are many reasons. Let's not get into all of that. But the aid has definitely gone down. I mean, today MDA doesn't exist, right? I have been trying for the last 2 years to get for all our overseas expos. I haven't got 1 paisa, right? As far as I was very interested in IIT Delhi, what they're doing, because for the last, I think, 4 years for a defense project. We are trying to get testing facilities, for some of our equipment. So there were organizations like CMTI, IIT Chennai who were doing it, but they don't anymore. And they said they don't have the funding for it. So I'm wondering, when I hear all these figures being bandied about, where is the money going? If you look at all the websites, today I was looking at Mudra website, I saw this scheme, that scheme. But what the government has done is outsourced the entire thing to private banks. So they have partnered with the banks and said, let the bank take the decision. So what happens is, ultimately we're back to the bank. Even if the money is allotted, the decision maker is still the bank manager. And I still have to go through the same procedure to get it. So it really doesn't reach me. Right? So as an MSME, if I'm an MSME, it is by choice, because I would say I'm not an MSME despite everything going against us. And if anybody goes out of the MSME bracket, hats off to them. I mean, it's really fantastic that you're able to get out of it despite everything that is not done for you. In recent times, help has been really less forthcoming than before. I mean, the solar panels, there were subsidies earlier to every household to install a solar panel, but it was removed. I think this year they have again restarted it. So so how will the solar industry grow if you're trying to? So I'm taking another view, but I think all said and done, MSMEs are extremely agile, and they can move forward. There's a lot we don't know. Like, I would really like to know, just last week, we were in a international technical seminar by the Fluid Power Society of India. And there were two government departments presenting a paper on the same aircraft, fifth generation aircraft. Each one is working on a different module, and they met at the seminar, and they're saying, oh, you're doing this and I'm doing this. So even within governments, there is departments, there is very little kind of cross information that is happening. So how will it get to mere mortals like us? So yeah.
Mithali ji, I told you again, there is 2 points I will take from this. Awareness is key. Awareness is not there. But again, we are working on, clusters, some work is there. So connection is very important. Let me tell you, you are in Bangalore. Definitely Bangalore, I don't know, STEP or Atal Innovation Center is there. But these people are doing some job, but it is not reaching to MSME owners. And I feel that, okay, from machine maker, for quite some time, we are in touch with this STEP or other IIA. There are some people who are really coming together and they're very happy. For example, AIA, for that matter, FSM, is going to Anand in Gujarat on 13th, meeting, creating a cluster of people and working together. So now we are also trying, along with machine maker, we are trying to go to different cities like Pithampur in Madhya Pradesh. We want to go to Punjab. We want to go to Hubli, Dharwad, and create clusters, work with government and support them. The awareness, and also, I will try to take some of your points and try to put some to these officials and see whatever concerns you have raised is covered, Mithali ji.
I can actually give you screenshots of websites that are not working, which says it will be done, but the scheme is announced. So, in fact, I just discovered all of them today, that n number of schemes, but they will be done. Right.
Please write to us. Please write to us. We will be able to put it in a platform, right? So that will create more awareness. Like today we are trying to meet, and at least, if 3 or 4 people are also getting empowered, and we need to spread that words. It's a small thing, but this small thing can create in a very big way. Thank you. Sadish sir, you were telling something.
No, I had one point. See, my answer earlier was related to the new technology. But in other things like a ZED scheme and the cluster program with UNIDO, all these have really penetrated. Those things have, people, I have seen a lot of companies who have got the benefit, awareness that has really come out of that. But the question is only bringing to the new technology, because there was only, streamlining the system, streamlining the process and other things, that has what was easy for them to absorb. But this question was related to new technology. Okay.
Yeah,
answer.
Sadish sir, when you are talking about the new technology, I would like to see that if you can connect with Dr. Das, because They are always talking about new technology, and that is something what definitely we can take it forward. Next, I would like to find out from Dinagar sir, in your experience, now as you are consulting with many industries in manufacturing, what is your take on this government initiatives and MSMEs? What do you think? What is your views?
Hari, first of all, thanks a lot for this opportunity. I would like to first clarify, do a disclaimer saying that I will be honest. So whatever I say is not something which is said in the negative sense, but it is in the sense for us to think. Okay. Having said that, initially, I want to say that look, we have been really successful in politically marketing ourselves. But in reality, we have really failed. I don't know whether Dr. Das or Sunil Jha really realize that and come back to the ground level. Let me just give you some data. Indian GDP was 16% of manufacturing GDP was 16% of India GDP 10 years back. Today we are at 13%. Despite the initiatives, Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, IoT, name it, everything has been there. Fantastic initiatives, but the share has come down. That is the number which speaks. In terms of the other countries, if we compare ourselves with Germany or Japan, the share also has come down by about 0.1%, 0.6%. Germany, it has come down by about 0.3%. In Germany today, they are at 21%. Japan is 18.7%. And China also has got reduced manufacturing share to 27.3%. And that reduction has been from about 30%. So 2% reduction in China, but at a higher base. Now, what I want to say is, look, a lot of things are there, a lot of, what you call it as, very lot of flamboyant discussions are there. And the ministry is doing this, doing that, and a lot of funds being given. At least in my clientele, whatever funds you're talking about has not come. Either the website doesn't work or the OTP doesn't come or. And there is always a reason. No, the guy sitting on the podium who comes from a central government office is very fond in telling that, look, it's only a question of one-off. You please take my number and call me up. In fact, one of my clients took the number. He picked up the phone first time, second time, he disconnected the phone. There's no question of picking up the phone. That number got blocked. So unless we come back to the basics, right? There is absolutely, you look at the MSMEs. Today, MSMEs in India are not because of any government initiative. All the other countries also have got government initiative. The basics are missing there. Daily works management meeting is not done, which is a standard practice in Germany. Then you have got the same thing going on in Japan, in China. The guy comes to the work and he sits there and works for 6 hours without any disturbance, without going anywhere in China. Somebody earlier spoke about a fantastic manufacturing company in South doing wonderful job. I also consult them. I don't know to name the company. They have a huge problem. There are Chinese who have come there to really train our colleagues. They have a problem because these guys are constantly going to a toilet or maybe going to drink water or whatever it is. The machines don't run continuously. No, that has a lot to do with our upbringing. Unless we recognize these as the reality and then understand that we are going down the hill and then come out of the illusion of IoT is not going to help us. Machine data collection will not help us. We need to get back to basics. And NSDC has done a wonderful job in defining the sector skill councils and then establishing QPNOS. If I don't know if any of you have seen that, NSDC has done the QPNOS for somewhere close to about 3,600 jobs in India. An outstanding job. Okay, it really describes the job in the most precise way. I have another a client of mine with whom, or a partner, I would say, more than a client. We are trying to see if we can put that into a digital platform so that the MSMEs can benefit. And for that, there is no money. Nobody is interested in doing that. There are organizations in NSDC. Initially, it started off with a big scam. Nobody got trained, but the government had to pay out the money to all the institutes for having trained somebody. Later, they said that now you have to take the photo of the other and the participant together. Only then we will pay the money. I'm sure they would have found a way out how to go around that. So the money is flowing. But what is happening? Can't we as a technology country where people talk about India being the top in the world, forget about IoT, forget about additive manufacturing, forget about everything. Just get the NSDC 3600 job descriptions on a digital form so that every guy who gets into the company can learn the new trade within maybe 2 to 3 days. Today we have got fantastic visual virtual reality options, mixed reality options. So once it is available, all you need to do is get that flow to read that and you can gamify it. He can learn that before he comes to the work. So skill will not be a problem. And in case you are monitoring what he is doing at the workplace, their work on digitization. Digitize what he is doing entire day. I have a client where we have put a camera to basically monitor how many people are standing there near the workplace. It's really astonishing. Every half an hour, 45 minutes, the guy goes around for a round and comes back there. It's a fabrication shop, heavy engineering fabrication shop. So in my opinion, we need to really get back to basics, Hari. And I have been trying to do that, but then somehow I don't get audience because see, this is something difficult, right? It's not easy. It's not easy at all. And and you should do it smartly. We have got fantastic competence. Our boys are good, machines are good, everything is good. But from the press, from the media, my request is stop promoting, stop really emphasizing on IoT, emphasizing on additive manufacturing. They're all like required. I'm not telling it is not required. But if we focus more on the basics, then we will bring in a transformation in this country. We can lead the world. We have got huge potential.
Dinagar sir, you worked in Germany. We met when last time, even I think Vinod is also there as an attendee here. So we were always talking about this productivity in India. See, we are a very economical country. I want India to stay in this economical. I think that is our strength. Unfortunately, the Europeans do not find very interesting, business here because our people are not productive. So what I am telling, I believe government cannot be blamed because we are government. When we point a finger into the government, it only points to me because I am the one who is electing. The majority of this country is electing all these leaders and who are representing us. So what we are talking about the basics, it will go actually before 200, 300 years. Coming from a slavery and becoming, because of some smartness, some people are becoming, success. And I completely agree with you. We do not have any system. And second thing, I was also, see, there are a lot of things happens in our characters, right? We need system in our place, but we are all creative guys. Each and every person in this country is creative. That is our strength. But unfortunately,
no, absolutely right. If you are creative, keep doing kaizens. Every person does 3 kaizens in a day. Instead of companies not even doing kaizens for 5 years, no kaizen at all. And there you promote the industry for improvement, promote the industry for growth. Don't promote technologies. Technologies we can invent anything here. Okay, we have got the competence. Promote growth, promote development. That is something which is very important. Improvements you promote in a significant way. And then the ball game will change. Okay, there are companies who are doing.
Mr. Dinakar, can't you suggest some pathways? I have been listening to very patiently. Can't you suggest some pathways where government?
Yes, sir. We can have an offline discussion.
Let me finish my question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Kindly suggest some pathways for government to say you have to work for 18 hours, otherwise I won't pay.
I didn't understand. Can you please?
This is what you are asking for, right?
I didn't know. I didn't get it.
बाद वो बाहर जाके नहीं खड़ा हो सकता.
No, sorry. I'm not telling you should work for 18 hours. I'm only trying to say.
What are you saying? How does a government tell to its citizen that you have to work, otherwise we will not pay?
See, you had this. Okay. I think it's a very intellectual
answer has to come from the industry guys, right?
Yeah, sir. Thanks a lot. It's a very intellectual
problem statement for a government of India which cannot be solved by government.
Yeah, sure. Are you done, Mr. Dr. Das?
Please suggest some pathways.
So it is really a very intellectual question. Thanks a lot for that. See, in India, you did a lot of action and a lot of initiative for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
Please don't.
Was the Prime Minister required to sweep the
give me some
streets? You asked the question, so I'm going to answer it.
Don't go for another answer for this answer.
Yeah,
please tell me what is the bullet point for suggesting what needs to be done by government.
That's what I'm trying to say. If you can,
you are saying don't bring in technology so that you don't have the solution.
may
You want
I
to go
complete,
into
sir?
industry 1.0, fine enough.
May I complete?
But human nature, government cannot change.
No,
Can-
see, that's
can
what
they?
that's what I'm trying to say. Would you be patient enough in listening to my answer? It will need about 1 minute. That's all. When India could build toilets, when India could do Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and cleaned up the cities, can't there be an initiative to talk about the work culture in our companies? Can't there be an initiative from the government to do that? I'm not telling that don't go for technology. I'm only trying to say that technology will not solve the problem. I've got a lot of clients who have invested in technology but not got a single paisa out of that. Only it has been a very, very high-end, what should I say, luxurious item. Nothing has happened. In India, when you do the whatever IoT solutions we have today, they are basically implemented. And I have a friend of mine by name Chandrasekhar who's been doing it for the last 15 years. It's not new in India. Only the words have changed, that's all. And they implement it, and within no time, those connections are all taken out. That entire technology becomes obsolete because the workers don't allow that to be monitored. Now, there are some ground realities. I think we need to know that.
Dinakar sir, Dinakar sir, as I told you again, I am trying to tell you, we are the government. It is us. We need to make the change.
So what am I doing? I'll also tell that. What am I doing? I'm trying to talk to everybody. I talk in any group I go. I talk about this. I'm writing a book now, and I write blogs every week in LinkedIn. I write articles in magazines, trying to get to people to understand that the basics are the problem, not about a lot of paraphernalia. That is a contribution from my side, Hari.
Yeah, so I believe, seriously, see, you bring in, I understand your emotion. And these emotions, we need to, direct it in a very positive. I feel you should work more closely with the government, Mr. Dinakar.
No, if there is a chance, I would do that. I don't know whom to approach. If somebody can tell me, I can do that.
I am so happy. I'm so happy that I'm able to bring Dr. Das, Dr. Jha, and you on a common platform where these, discussion should convert into some actions. Not, it's nothing personal. Okay, it is nothing personal. I'm telling you, I am seeing people like Dr. Jha, Dr. Das doing some amazing work, but they can also sit quiet. But it is the fire. It is the responsibility what government have given to them. They are doing it. Otherwise, there are 100 other people which you rightly pointed out. Anyone is pointing out sitting quiet, but these people are not sitting quiet. Now, when you, along with this energy, can convert with these people who are very proactive.
Sure. Absolutely. And also it is important to know that similar to Dr. Das and the other gentleman who spoke earlier from IIT, there are people in Bangalore, maybe I'm not so much acquainted with the North. There are people in Bangalore who've been doing this for 15 years now. It's not something new. So therefore, we need to really take everything with a pinch of salt. As long as we are talking about the basics, I'm 100% there with that. Technology, I'm also there with that, provided the technology is implemented in a sensible way. Somebody said in the beginning that you need to understand what is the benefit of the technology, and only then can you do it. Now, that's my take on the entire topic. And I think there are some people waiting in a queue for questions or comments.
And I think I should have been
I must have irritated a lot of people. Sorry for that.
I should have been kept only one topic today. I should not be kept 3-4 topics. I never expected this to go like this. But very interesting topic, because we have already touched upon that. The government subsidies or government funds never come to the people. Okay, but even with the kind of hard work we work, we develop some products and we have certain ideas, or we are very clear, but still bank do not give us loans. Every time, as Mithali pointed out, we need to go and beg. The money never comes to the people. So I would like to go to the Ravindra Bhatnagar, Major Ravindra Bhatnagar, who is working in the field of providing financial support to the industries. Or you only give to big companies, Major Bhatnagar, or you also support small?
Very good evening, and thank you, Hari, for this. I see Mithali ji's hand up for quite some time. Do you want to say something, Mithali ji, before I?
No, I was resonating with what Dinakar said, and please go ahead. I'm sure there'll be another opportunity. I'll lower my hand.
Okay. So we all know that 99% of MSMEs and micro. And the entire system machinery is actually geared up to push this micro to small. And our company, Analytical Investment, has purely this vision how we can push these organizations as far as the financial support is concerned. So banking system, NBFCs, your platforms, digital platforms, your P2P lending, everything is geared up for micro because they are the charm of today's India. Today's MSME, micro businessman is the charm. If you are below 5 crore turnover, bankers are really looking forward to work with you. Yeah, I agree with you. They have their own challenges because, see, when you are in a very nascent stage, if you have not put in 2 or 3 years of balance sheet and you don't have a 1 crore in revenue, then there are chances because 95% of startups actually go back, entrepreneurs go back and take up jobs. I don't know how many of you have experienced that. Have you? Have you come across people going back and taking up jobs? Yeah. So there's a problem with the banker is that your fathers, your grandfathers, your uncle, your auntie, your fixed deposits are kept with the bank. So banker is a trustee. Banker is a trustee. He holds the money on the behalf of those people who are trusting them with money. And therefore, there could be some norms which could irritate some people. I come across people every day who are very irritated with the banking system, and I don't blame them. On the other side, I work with the bank so closely. I don't blame them either for setting up the system and process. Because someone was talking about creativity of Indians. And in my mind, the word that was coming around was jugaad.
Jugaad is nothing wrong. Jugaad is nothing wrong. But jugaad in India, we are using it for our personal purpose. We need to use it for the community purpose. Come together, collaborate. This jugaad is only end of the day, a big machine. It turns into a machine, right? Because I believe we have great minds in India.
Absolutely agree with you. Only thing is when they start working on the banking system, on the CIBIL, it doesn't work. Jugaad doesn't work there.
But sir, so, let me tell you one thing.
Those who have,
one second, I will, Devendra sir, I will throw a question to you. Now, IT companies, they come out with some kind of idea. What they first try to do is the new startups in the IT. They try to get a, okay, one idea is created. After that, they will look for investors. How a manufacturing MSME can go for that? When we are talking about manufacturing, first thing what we need is capital. First we need is a machine to produce a particular product. And who will give loan for that?
So today when Mr. Veerabhadra was there in the morning, there was a event arranged. He was talking, he was penniless. Four penniless engineers got together and they have some 65-70 crore turnover industry today. I agree with you. There is a problem. They will not blindly give a loan, but the government agencies like SIDBI and they are actually geared up for giving non-collateral based loans. So if there is any problem,
today. Sir, that is today. But it was my question itself is it changing? The system is changing or not? Because I'm not directly into manufacturing. I'm into the service industry. I'm into media, and I have days. If 10th is my salary date, I have months, nightmares on the 9th or 10th, go and sit in front of my bank manager, beg for a collateral, that TOD, it is called a temporary overdraft, to pay the salaries of those people. I'm so happy to the people in my industry who is supporting me by giving a small or big business. Last 6-7 years, I have not gone for any TODs. I don't know when I need to go back or not, but this was a nightmare. It is like, disrespect to what I'm doing. There is no risk bankers take for the business. There is no trust in this country for manufacturers. There is no trust. There is no trust this country have for innovators. They all see money. Okay, you have 1 crore property, I will give you 10 lakhs. Okay, that is a kind of trust. 1 crore property, because I have kept my house, my property, which was 35 lakhs. For that, they have given me 5 lakh loan at one point of time. End of the day, I sold it for 35 lakhs. I never kept my property. I'm just trying to tell you where my MSME people, if he's a precision manufacturer, from a lathe, if we need to go for a CNC, a basic good CNC will cost 35 lakhs and he don't have a property. He do not have a house. He stays in a rented house, but he is aiming to get a CNC machine. Sir, who will give him that CNC machine? The bankers.
Sorry, my machines don't even cost 35 lakhs. My machines cost 1.2 CR1 machine. And I'll tell you what, we were given loan by no, let me explain. I understand your perspective, and I think I understand all perspectives here in this case, because we have a CC account with a bank who is not ready to extend our CC limit, even though our turnover keeps increasing. All they keep talking about is, what are you giving me as a collateral? Now, there is no value for skill. That is my problem. There is no value for skill. There is no value for engineering. There is no value for experience. If I'm running a business since last 40 years, I have something to my credit. I have some value, because when you were talking about people go back to their jobs, this is the reason they go back to their jobs, because there is no value given by the banks to engineers or to smaller companies like us. I took an NBFC loan for the machinery, wherein they take machine as a collateral, and that is fair. But on the other hand, where I need more people in my factory to run these machines or to get better business, that I can't do, because the CC is still stuck at its own place, because the regular bank is not ready to look into it at all, at any cost.
I have one more submission here.
Don't want to.
My startups with advanced technologies don't get any funding from any bank. As soon as they see a very new technology, they will throw them out. If you go to Middle East, the interest rate is 1.2%. You charge 12 to 18% for working loan.
They will also give you infrastructure in Middle East and
Japan 0.01%. I'm trying to bring money from Japan here so that my startups get funded at 3.1%.
So,
okay, so I am not.
Bhattacharya is not a banker. He is supporting MSMEs to get no. Don't gun down him.
Let me answer. Let me answer that.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Sure. So, firstly, I'm not here to defend bankers. My purpose of existence is to serve you. By understanding the banking system, so I will address one by one. So, in RT Nagar in Bangalore, we had a company which was into manufacturing of generators. They were stuck at 60 crores because the banker did not move the facility from 8.5 crore. With the same collateral, we moved it to 13.5 crores with reduced rate of interest. And today he's cruising past 150 crore turnover. So every bank has their limits. Like every manufacturing company is not targeting the same audience. Every manufacturing company has their own limitations. Every bank has their limitations. Some people have burnt their fingers in
hotel
industry.
You answer it this way, I think everybody will be satisfied. What is the IRR you are looking for?
Okay, coming to IRR. Basically, this is all linked to a picture. I'm not talking about in detail. So when we talk about inflation and we talk about retirement people who have deposits in the bank, they need a particular rate of interest that need to be above inflation. And above that rate of interest is what the rate of borrowing will be. So if we are getting a fixed deposit at, let's say, 6% or 7%, our borrowing rate will be around 8.5 to 9%. Now, when we talk about risk money, that means, so when we were talking about high level of innovation, basically we should understand that banking also has some VC arms. Like IFCI has a VC arm, and so that is altogether a different ball game altogether. When you have a money that you are not likely to get at all back, that cannot be the money that is your father's pension money. That cannot be the risk money. Am I right? So we have to understand the banking system that their job is to manage money at lowest possible risk. They are not supposed to take risk. That is not their job. That is not their mandate. That is not why they are designed. So there is secured loan coming to you at around starting from 8 point, I think lowest rate in the business community will be around 8.7%. When your FD rate of borrowing money by the bank is around at 6.5%, or in case of senior citizen around 7%, and the lending is only at 8.5 or something around 8.75, you have a margin of only 2.75 to run the bank, give employees salaries, give rentals. I mean, you can see the balance sheet. And there's always a 1 or 2% NPA, money which is not coming back. And our legal system is so designed, they will always favor the individual, not the banker. So I'm not protecting or defending banks here. My job is only to communicate their feelings and emotions over here. And I am actually more connected to you. I feel you. I work with you every day. Every night I work with you and try to solve whatever problems or challenges are put across.
So, one second, one thing, Major, one thing what I understand is that nowadays there are so many government schemes where government is supporting the industries. As I told you, STEP and AIA, a lot of funds are there. Government is supporting, but it is not reaching to the people who are in need. That is one thing. Second thing, I also know that you supported some companies to getting loans. How that is happening? Is it again the same way collateral is required, or you have non-collateral? Any scheme is there where you're supporting these people?
I don't know about the other schemes that you spoke, but I'm doing a little bit guidance on Mudra to the MSME segment, and also I do CGTME loans, unsecured loans. So I request entrepreneurs not to give the collateral property on the blink of the eye. They can try to explore CGTME loans. I can guide them across how to do it. And, once you give the property, then non-property loans become difficult. They don't want to give. And then there are some bill discounting facilities available. And there's some purchase finance available for bigger companies. So system, I don't know about the other schemes that you are referring to and some other speakers were referring to. I don't know about those schemes. I'm not working on those schemes, government schemes, because they're laborious and painful. So working with government is not very easy. So, but non-governmental schemes, CGTME I'm working, Mudra we are working. And any problem that comes, entrepreneur comes, somehow we try and solve that issue. It's not an issue.
So I think, friends, as we told that I wanted this meeting to finish on time, and that is something I would like to take. But so we were planning to have 2 more topics. I think we will save it for the next time, because I would also like to answer some of the questions. So Srihari have asked, what are the challenges MSME face while implementing Industry 4.0? Anyone who would like to take this question?
I will answer that question.
Yeah.
The first challenge is, for them they don't have the right people to implement that. Because today our, in the new technology, the digital literacy or the data literacy has to be high. So for that, how to convince them, how to prove them, who are the people who can implement that. Because that owner, see, remember this MSME is basically run by, owners. So their ability, because they may not have the right people to implement that. So unless they are digitally conversant, they are able to understand all the jargons. Suddenly you say IoT, how do they understand, the jargons, connectivity and all these things. So that is the first hurdle to overcome. How do you prove that this is going to give a benefit? If you have to make him invest even 1 lakh rupees, right? So these two challenges. One is ROI. Second one is make them digitally literate.
So, Mr. Srihari, I have made you your mic. You can unmute, and if you are happy with this answer, if you would like to add anything, because I know that you work directly with the Industry 4.0. If you would like to make a point, you can unmute. You can unmute and you can talk.
Yeah, I think what Mr. Satish is saying. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, what Mr. Satish is saying is true. That the digital literacy is one thing. Secondly, they need maturity to understand data, because once the data starts coming, they should not compare with what is there.
Literacy.
Yeah, data literacy. Yeah, I don't want to use big words like analytics and all that. At least when they look at black and white figures, they should start trusting it, maybe verify it once and start trusting it and take actions. So literacy is one big issue. I fully agree with Mr. Satish on this point. Yes.
Okay, Vinod, you have a question. Acha, Dinagarji, you can answer.
See,
yes.
I only wanted to say that with the clients whom I work with, we also have tried lot of time to get such solutions implemented. Normally, the third party who is proposing the solution only is looking at one part of the solution. Normally, it should be a closed loop solution where the solution is giving some end business result. That integration of the solution leading to some checking, and checking leading to some acting, and acting leading to correcting the algorithm again to do a better planning again doing, that PDCA cycle complete. That competence may not be very high in the market, and therefore the company, or even as a business owner, I would not get convinced that implementing that will be of any benefit to me. In terms of digital literacy, yes, it is something which is necessary, but I have always felt and believed and experienced that as long as the digital solution is good, any idiot will use it. So nobody have complained that the UPA is high-end technology. I can't really understand on all that, right? In my case, I've got apps run by farmers who have not even done their second, third standard. So the MSA guy need not get the digital technology, but it is important for the person who's presenting that solution to him to look at a comprehensive end-to-end solution, so that there will be a business impact, not just put a sensor on the machine or put a actuator on a machine.
Mr. Jagar Hegde, if you have any question, please put it in the chat or in the Q&A. And if it can be asked by our panelists, definitely I will request you to please we will take your question. Vinod, you had this one question. If you can just, we have made you can unmute and you can talk. Vinod. Okay, anyone else?
Point about technology implementation.
Yeah, again on the WIP front, what I feel is, see, WIP is a technical term used by an accountant, but the general term used by everybody is inventory. WIP is also part of the inventory, finished goods also are part of the inventory, raw material also is part of the inventory. So inventory turn ratio, any banker will understand because it's part of the balance sheet.
Correct.
So it was actually a very, very nice discussion. As I told you, we need more time. There are more serious issues. And one thing I believe is anyone who would like to connect with Professor Jha, anyone who would like to connect with Dr. Das, please write to us. You can write to me. I will put it in the chat. Hari you already have my mail IDs. We will be very happy to support the industries, and even Major Ravindra Bhatnagar, he is always ready to help the MSMEs, the manufacturing sector to get the loans. Yes, Dr. Das.
Hariji, one of the biggest thing that I face when I'm developing technology is I don't know what is the industry requirement. They don't tell you. Neither researchers are going to the industry to understand it. Researchers are developing something else. The industry is doing something else. The banking sector does not want to do anything to do with this. This is the situation. So what you need to do is, if you have a website, kindly ask your connects to put up the pain points of the industry so that when we look at it, we can find some solutions. Nobody is saying what should be the solution. You should start a chart on your website. This is the problem. Here is the solution. Okay. If you have technical issues, come to me. I will try to solve. If you have banking issues, I cannot do anything. If you have labor issues, MeitY cannot do anything, right? If you have technological issues, you want to have awareness, there are things that are put in place for helping those. The awareness target is 1.2 lakhs in 5 years. We have already reached about 1.5 lakhs in 1.2 years. But even if you take a percentage of 1.5 divided by 7 crore, you will find nothing in it. So you will not see any benefit out of it. It's extraordinarily difficult to convey the messages to the masses if the industry is not doing so by themselves. We are putting in effort to, just like you have seen, that was the first one in Delhi. We will be doing that in a much bigger structure next year. We are growing, but it will take some time. It does not happen instantaneously. It will take some time, but industry has to come to us as well. Government cannot know what is happening to the industry if they don't come and represent. We have industry associations who come daily in the ministry to make that ground level felt to the situation by the entire machinery. That's why I joined in. I joined in this seminar because I want to listen to what is the pain point of the industry, which I can solve. I cannot solve every problem, but I can definitely solve a lot of problems. The first thing that I mentioned to you is that affordability. That was also this kind of conference that industry told me that, look, I want to make battery cells. I don't have technology, neither I have the capacity to pay for the global standards. So I'm making the technology. It's been 3 years, but I'm on it to make it happen.
Okay, yeah,
so
Dr. Das, I will get in touch with you and then we can speak
you.
offline. We can speak offline.
Sure.
There are a lot of challenges which I can give you.
Even I want to work very closely with MEIY, you know.
So what I'm telling you is, government does not know what is the pain points of industry. Industry is not coming forward to tell that as well. Although we are going, sometimes they don't tell. So if you can become a middleman in that and display that publicly, these are the pain points that you have to solve, that becomes a lot help. It will help the both situation to connect. That connector is not there at this moment. That is the first step you need to take. Yeah.
We will work on it. We will work on it. Thank you very much. And I think I will take this as the concluding remarks from you. And I would like to ask Jayagar Hegde, because you have you raised your hand. Do you have any question? Otherwise, we will just, yeah.
I don't have any questions. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, I can add some points with the experience in this MSME for the last 25 years about the finance and the assistance coming from the government. I can give my views strongly in these two directions. See, when I left my job after HMT and CMT after 25 years, I went to all the banks to get the finance at that time. In spite of my 25 years of experience, it was extremely difficult to get the money. But somehow I managed to get funds from some nationalized banks, giving some collateral, my house. then I could get the loan. Now I have grown now. With that, cannot expand many more, but that's why I'm trying to create some more industries around me. Now my vendors or the job work people, they may be the people working under me or some startups, maybe some academicians. These people I like to make the experiment and ask him trying to get some finance from the nationalized banks or the financial institution, including SIDB. So I have recommended to give them the money. Nobody is ready to give them the money without 3 years balance sheet, without collateral, without sufficient FD or money showing to them. So how this micro and small industry can come up, especially this type of CNC and new technologies, when you have to introduce, a lot of capital is required. So I am able to give them my old technology machines and the job work to them. But new machines, when they have to buy, I cannot give that type of machines to them because they have to get the funds from the bank, which is not coming. Now I have made experiments with some academicians and the startups. I have given them the funds from my own funds because the finance institutions are not giving. But to be frank, they are not able to repay. They are not able to repay. The reason is whatever the revenue they are getting with this new technology, it takes 2-3 years. Bank cannot wait for that period to give them the repay the money. And I am not getting my money which I have given for the last 3 years, 4 years, some places even 5 years. I am not able to get the single pay. I am able to handhold and support them, especially during COVID period. Most of them, they are not able to pay their rent, power bill, salary. They were not able to get all those things. They were not able to do that. They are not able to survive. Government has not come forward. I am not asking the bank to give the money, but government has to give a lot of money they are spending on the PLI and other encouraging the manufacturing sector in a bigger sector. Several thousands of crores have been spent in the big industries in the PLI and other schemes. What is that money coming to the small industries? During COVID time, they have given some moratorium, maybe some extension, increasing the term working capital loan and all the things. These help some people have utilized it. But other than that, the export benefits have come down. TPB has gone down. ROTDC has come. Every export benefits have come down. Financial extension. What is that MSME? Every day we reading the paper. Today's newspaper, you take the business line, three pages or 3 or 4 pages articles on the MSME. What is that assistance coming from the government? And another thing on the skill development. Let us say we are not able to pay good salary to the workers who are working in small industries. Why we are not able to pay? Our profitability is so low. And government has to get talking about unemployment allowance giving. Government is spreading money in the villages, unemployed people. Why they cannot subsidize for employing the people? And we can give the right training to them.
Sir, thank you for this. We will again, connect with you offline and try to take some of the points. Thank you very much, sir.
Hari, you have to give me one line. Okay.
I'm going to give everyone the concluding remarks. Ian, see, the problems are not going to reduce, but what I'm trying to tell is we need to find answers in a country like India. I am also one person who is definitely not for freebies or subsidies. But what I request is we need to create a competitive environment for all so that our capabilities can be utilized in the right way. See, I am a person who never took one subsidy for all, but that I had the willingness, my customers helped me, and I am in a business where people never seen value. 28 years hard work, now I'm taking a small baby steps. So there is an opportunity. We cannot leave. I have heard Ravindra Bhatnagar sir talking about startup entrepreneurs leaving their startup and going back and doing job. But entrepreneurs cannot stop. Entrepreneurs cannot stop in their life of innovating and doing enterprising things. So we need to support. Thank you very much. So for concluding remarks, 1 minute only to all people.
Okay,
Satish sir.
I will start. Mr. Ravindra Bhatnagar and so many talked about the bank. I am part of a cooperative bank, like some sort of an advisor or very at a macro level. So every quarter, in the review with the managers of the branch, 2 questions we will ask. how much you have given lend? Because MD will ask. If they don't lend, they don't make money. Second question is, have you recovered what is your NPA?
Exactly.
So what is your NPA? So now the bank manager says, if the NPA is more, they are going to get a lot of restrictions from RBI. He is telling, we are getting every day one circular. So he is very. So now you tell me, as a manager, what should I do? Should I look to this giving more loan, or should I work for NPA? So they take a safer bet, because NPA is safer bet, right? So again, it's linked up. See, we are in a very complex environment. See, we may look from the outside, government has not done this, bank has not done this. But how do you just give the loan? Then how do they recover that? It's a very balancing act. How do we progress in spite of this balance? See, constraints are going to be there, right? Constraints are going to be there. So little things, what we can do is what we can influence, what we can do about that, right? But there is definitely much more has to happen, and it's happening. Maybe it's with all these constraints, still we are growing. Still we are growing. Our GDP is growing, and this is happening. Maybe it may take a little more maturity, a little more, deeper understanding of all the issues. And it's, thank you, Hari. Thank you, everybody. All the people here in the panel also for giving.
Satish ji is like optimistic like me. I like that concluding remark. Bhatnagar sir, anything you would like to conclude?
I thought I'll not get the chance. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Satish ji is very quite, aptly brought out. Bankers are their main target. Morning review meeting, evening meeting is all about lending. All about it. They are so much pressured for lending, for meeting their targets, that if you are not making use of their aggression, I think something may be wrong with us. I'm sorry. So please forgive me for saying this. Maybe we have not identified niche. Maybe we have not identified market properly. Maybe someone said margins are not there. Why margins are not? Why did we get into that industry if margins are not? So there are so many ifs and buts. When we're talking today, we were talking about a Israeli's representative giving presentation in the morning. He was talking pure technology and so high-end technology. Where are we stuck? So probably it's a day end, and probably with that remark, I will conclude. Maybe another meeting, we can have this discussion. Where is the micro going wrong? Can we introspect? Are we going wrong, sir?
Thank you very much. I just want to tell this, what Vinod I have written. Competency building need hand-holding. This hand-holding is needed from government agencies, need not be freebie. We can bring accountability for the support. This is quite a good point. What Vinod Mullasheril, he's based out of Germany, I put it here. And I believe government is definitely doing these things. And if government needs to do something, I think this government can listen. We need to reach out to the appropriate. It is not going to be easy, but from Machine Maker, definitely we will try to see that how we can create that ecosystem and reach out these messages to them. Dinagar sir, to you.
Yeah, just 1 second. Yeah, so first of all, I'm extremely thankful to you, Hari, for taking the initiative and organizing this discussion. It was really very good, vibrant, and extremely inspiring. And also, it is equally gratifying to see that there are a lot of people interested in finding a solution. We have a problem which is quite complex, but there are a lot of people interested. And I believe that in our society, we have come across that such a situation multiple times. And only by coming together, like what you have been telling, do we find a solution. Okay. So I'm not sure whether you, with your gracious heart, can create something similar to this as a platform where we keep meeting more regularly, and then build some kind of a structure to address all the problems. On one side, there are technology guys who want to put technology in the factory. Factories don't know what technology is needed. And then some basics are not there. Therefore, the basics itself are not being met. Therefore, somebody goes to Ravindra Bhatnagar for loan. His profitability is not very high. So there is a solution to get profitability, right? For everything, there is a solution. It's only a question of trying to get everybody together to work in one team so that we can succeed. I really wish that we do that, and I'm fully here to collaborate in whatever way that you wish that I collaborate. Thank you so much,
We will,
and nice meeting Dr. Das and Jha. Satish, anyway, I know. Kanchan, I know. Then the others I already had met. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Ravindra also, I know.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank
So,
you.
Dr.
Thank you.
Das, we took last time as a concluding remark, but if you want to just add anything.
My concluding remark is very simple. Problems sets will be there always. We need to find solutions quickly. And when you will only find solutions when you express those complex problems to people and collect the solutions from the people. Okay, crowdsourcing is the solution. Both
Thank you.
problem statements and solution statements. It will come much faster. If that is, the MSME lags behind the pace at which global companies work. Pace is the key. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your kind words. And Kanchan, I'm coming to you last because now Mithali is not there. You are the one who represent the entire MSMEs, and I should congratulate you. I am so proud of you, Kanchan, representing the MSMEs of India. You are the backbone of economy of India, you know. So I would like to have.
Thank you so much, Hari, for the kind words. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for asking me to join this panel discussion. It was really a lot of information actually I came across. I have, I think, 4 or 5 pages of notes here. And I think the only thing I would like to say is that you spoke about competition. We have to have competition, but I think the need of the hour is also collaboration. We need to collaborate instead of like trying to do better than I should be better than this person, or I should be better than my neighboring person. It is really a time to collaborate. If we collaborate, if we think of going up together progressively, everybody makes money, everybody makes profit, everybody does better. It's going to be a game changer, I think. It should not be like, no, this person cannot do better than me, or that person cannot do better than me, or I should be the best. It really cannot be that. If we come together to collaborate, all the pieces of the puzzle will fit in together. Perfect. All the issues that Dr. Das is talking about, Dinakar sir is talking about, Ravindra sir is talking about, Mithali was talking about, and Satish sir is talking about. And there are a lot of problems. But if we collaborate and if we come together with a healthy sense of competition always has to be there. But I think we'll do wonders if we do that. That's all.
Thank you very much, friends. And I think hope people have got something out of this. And now we are coming to the end. And I would like to request my colleague, Neha Basudkar, our Deputy Editor of Machine Maker, to please give a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Hari. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I have been listening to you all very patiently, and it was a very engaging conversation, I must say, about what I learned from actually today's conversation or today's webinar is that MSMEs are there, MSMEs should be there, and but how they are actually positioned in the Indian economy, and what are the challenges and solutions that we need to talk on, basically. So that is the main point or the gist of this overall discussion, and that is what I feel should be there: the collaborative approach, maybe the supportive approach from the government or from the MSME side. So both of these things should come together, collaborate, and actually churn out good things to solve all these things. So yeah, really thanks to all of you, Mr. Dinakar, Kanchanji, Mithali ji, then there is Major Bhatnagar, then Dr. Das. You actually spoke very well on terms of government initiatives and the additive manufacturing plus the MSMEs coming together, and how the Industry 5.0 is actually going on a big scale right now. The initiatives that you guys are taking, I'll really go deep dive into it because I want to learn all of these initiatives. And yeah, so I found that conversation very interesting. Thank you for the same. And yes, so Dr. Sunil Jha, Mr. Satish, and of course Hari Shankar ji. The conversation was really insightful. So on behalf of Machine Maker, it was a really interesting webinar, I would like to say, because this kind of webinars are usually, they are not usually hold on a big scale. So basically, even if the in between also, there were several conversations which were really going on a
Oh, you gone mute, Neha. You got
Mute.
Unmute.
Yeah.
Your energy
Sorry.
has made it mute.
Thank you so much. So
Right.
yeah,
And thanks to Prafulla Pathak, our president of SECI also.
Yes, absolutely. He was the inaugural speaker. So yeah, I mean, he spoke about the solar energy and how the connection with solar energy of the Indian society could actually would be beneficial for the MSMEs. But obviously, there is a lot of more conversation that we could actually have on over this scenario, which can be taken offline, of course. And yes, I mean, the overall conversation was actually very nice, and absolutely, we would like to thank all of you for actually taking out the time and attending this. As Dr. Das mentioned, he actually came to this or joined this conversation to know the problems of the industry, or get into it and talk out or churn out what are the supports or whatever he can actually provide it. Same with Major Bhatnagar, Mr. Satish, Dinakar, absolutely, you spoke wonderful points on the problems and solutions, of course, that can be provided. Kanchan, you have been a very wonderful speaker on actually providing ground reality about what MSMEs are not getting, the government initiatives and all of those things, which you are actually going through. And one of your machine is costing around more than 1 crore, I believe. Yeah, that is what you said. So that is a lot. I can actually, even I can relate to it, not in a very normal manner, but yes, I can at least feel it. So yes, I mean, it was a very insightful conversation. Thank you, all of you guys. And I hope we can move on, or we can meet up with many other such conversations in the future.
Thank you, Neha.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you.
See you. Take care.